Welcome to another episode of Creators Outlet. Apparently, tonight is the Beanie episode.
I guess so.
Max Devill, he's got a new Kickstarter out under his publisher heading, Neo Tokyo, The Truth is a Virus. The link for the Kickstarter is already up in the chat, as well as in the show notes, either up above or down below, depending on where you're watching us, as well as his publisher website. Now, I haven't seen Max since Machine Gun Mary.
Yeah, Mary Machine Gun. Yeah, it was probably a couple months ago.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, so is that a new intro?
It feels like longer than it has been because we're at like episode 113 tonight. So I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
a long time. It's like
you've been doing this for a minute. So if you do, how many do you want? Once a week or twice a week?
Some weeks I did 5. I did like 5 or 6 episodes, like a few weeks. I cut it down to it's only like 3 episodes a week.
Okay, so that's about almost a year, maybe.
Yeah, so it's been a year since I started. Because I got the notice from Facebook reminding you how old you are and shit.
Yeah.
And the thing came up we started OK Boomer right around the same time as I started Creators Outlet. So that came up a couple days ago for the 1-year anniversary. So I've been at it a year. We got 113 episodes for this.
That's good.
We do Creators Outlet Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Provided we have guests. And Wednesday night, I do the Seanzilla Art Show with Sean Howe, where he starts drawing, new stuff. And I tag a whole bunch of small press publications on the Twitter link.
Nice.
They're going to hire him to do a cover, or they're going to send me a cease and desist letter. Either way, it's contact made. And Thursday nights I do OK Boomer with Thomas from Outright Geekery, where we just dive into like some old back issues. So that's a lot of fun because I get to read old comics.
Yeah, that's always good.
So a little bit of comic book history. So that's a lot of fun.
There's another show, the Comic Trap House or whatever, and they do cover combat, where they have like one. It's like they'll have a theme, like best horizontal covers. And then they'll all pull like 3 horizontal covers, and they do 3 rounds, and whoever wins, each round gets a point, and then whoever's at the end, they win the contest.
And I couldn't tell you where half of my books. Well, my books are spread out like all over the place right now.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them in those bankers boxes back there. Got some over here. Got them upstairs.
I got boxes everywhere. I got like short boxes in my windowsills, and all the windowsills. I got some up on a table. I got some just like stacked up, and I'm going through stuff. But on the plus side, I'm finding a lot of my hot books. I sold one of my first appearance of Spider-Gwen's yesterday afternoon to a buddy of mine.
Nice.
And did a little trade up. Plus, he brought lunch from his barbecue joint up the road piece. So
hell yeah,
we had some 2 different kinds of barbecue sauce, beef brisket, friggin' some potato wedges and
oh yeah, that sounds good.
Some mac and cheese.
Making me hungry.
A couple of sodas. Yeah. I'm like, thank God I just ate like half a pizza and an entire order of cheesy bread. Otherwise I'd be like, you're making me hungry too. I'm like, I can just barely move right now. I'm like, oh, I'm saving the rest of that pizza for tomorrow.
Yeah, I haven't eaten yet. It's only 6 o'clock here, so.
Yeah, so it's still early. You get time.
Yeah, the wife's been making spaghetti for us tonight, so she's up there doing that right now.
Yeah, that'll take 8 minutes.
Yep. Oh, she's not doing it right now. I mean, she will be doing it.
Oh, okay.
I got plenty of time.
So yeah, you see, I tagged Pops in the post.
Yeah, saying that you have me back, and he hopefully have me back in time.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully he won't be late. He's like, that's okay. You can keep him till 9.
Yeah,
I go, he wants to go eat.
you gotta eat dinner, man. Oh,
Oh, let's refresh this. Boom, boom, boom. So you're at 13th or a $1,500 goal, 43 backers and 26 days to go.
yep.
So that's pretty good. You're like, you've almost hit goal like in the first few days. So that's pretty good,
Yeah,
man.
I haven't even done the podcast tour yet either. This is one of the first ones I'm doing. I mean, I did my launch stream with Pops on Thursday,
Hmm.
and then of course I do the Rebel Comics show every Sunday. I'm always there, the co-host for that show. So
I know. I usually scroll by and I'll say hi to you and tag you in it, and like I'll wait like 20 minutes. Larry never reads any of the comments ever. I see like comments like scrolling up.
Yeah, he's bad about it.
And I'm like,
He's
dude, if you
super
don't
bad
want to
about
read them, you just gotta click the button. You just gotta stop long enough from talking to get oxygen up there to click the button.
Yeah, he likes to. He's a talker,
Bam, bam,
which
bam,
is
bam, bam,
good. I
bam,
mean,
bam, 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 bam,
if you're gonna have a podcast, I guess being a talker is a good thing. But
yeah.
my interview style is to let the other person talk instead of me.
Well, that's what I try to do. I ask a few things that I want to know, and hopefully other people want to know too, and then I just let you ramble on.
Yeah.
And with some people, like dare I say, Dustin Burnell, I just have to say, "Hi, welcome to the show," and then he's just off. He's got like everything because he wrote everything, so he's got everything all memorized.
Yeah, that's the thing. The difference here is with Mary Machine Gun, I wrote it, so I knew everything. And this one, I didn't write it. I just edited it.
So you still know stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I read the book and I know exactly what I talked to the artist and I talked to the writer about what he planned on doing, in the future with issue 2 and 3 because it's going to be a 3-issue series.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, so you got an idea about issue 2? And he's like, yeah, it's going to be like this Fury Road style chase scene. I'm like, awesome, that'll work out great.
The whole issue.
Yeah, the whole issue is going to be one big chase because they're all wanted and they got huge prices on their head, so all the gangs in the slums are trying to get them.
Are you going to have an action scene in issue 2? Yes. What is it? Issue 2.
Issue 2.
What is it? It's a car chase. So issue 2 is a Neo Tokyo version of a Dukes of Hazzard episode.
Pretty much.
Okay. Works for me.
It'll be good. So yeah, with 1336, 43 backers, 26 days to go. So it's been up for 4 days.
Oh yeah, plenty of time. But why wait?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're not gonna get charged until 26 days from now. So go ahead and back the book.
Yeah, because it's Kickstarter, not Indiegogo.
Yep. Go ahead and push us over the top. All it would take is someone to buy one piece of original art, and we'd be right over the top.
Yeah, I just shared out the link on my Twitterverse.
Sweet.
So atrocitypress.com.
Yep. That's it. That's our web store. We had they're not on sale anymore, but the Mary Machine Gun books just came off of sale on the website. And here's the first 6 pages of the book. That's just a bunch of the media. It's themselves. A lot of those characters you'll see later. Some of them you won't.
Well, I gathered that by all the dead, dead, dead. Where is the government? Dead. At least from the neck up, you know.
Yeah.
What the frag? Oh, that's a Battlestar slang.
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about this page is how you can see the crime scene, but it still tells you the warning label over the top of it. So it's too late if you're gonna be triggered by it.
Images may be disturbing.
Blood and gore everywhere as it's a part.
So, like, 2/3 of the bodies are cut. 2/3 of the body outline, glow in the dark body outlines are covered up. But then there's like blood splatter everywhere in the friggin' room.
Exactly. I love it.
And I take it the little devil emblem over here is just covering up some TVMA stuff.
Yeah, it's a little bit of censoring going on there because Kickstarter won't let me use it. They let me get away with a little bit of it, but not too much. You got to really look hard.
Little building bombing and
yeah, the main character, his name's Virus or Jonathan Swall, and he's a hacker kid, and he ends up hacking into this company called Morse Medical, which is this giant medical conglomerate that's like basically a medical version of, I'll say it'd be Disney. They own everything.
Okay, yeah.
But they own everything in the medical industry. So he hacks into there, and then he finds out that his parents are dead, have been killed, and he takes off going back to the club trying to find his buddy to figure out what to do. And that's the beginning of that's right, he's doing right now. That's his buddy. His buddy's name's Machine. More machine than man.
Okay, so we got a man machine. We don't want to call him a machine man by accident.
No.
And the dude with the glasses, that's Swall.
Yep, that's Jonathan Swall. That's Virus.
Okay. Yeah,
it's the hacker.
Yeah, he's a cool design. I like it.
Yeah.
Machine's got like this Dolph Lundgren and I come in peace look about him.
Yeah, he doesn't take any crap. He definitely is he's the wild trigger guy. He's definitely got his finger on the trigger at all times, and he's quick to use it, as you can see.
Huh. I remember I was on a podcast the other day, and the topic of, if you got superpowers, anybody's superpowers, like, Superman, Shazam, Captain Marvel, anybody, would you be a good guy or a bad guy? I go, oh, I would so be a fucking bad guy.
Oh, yeah. I would definitely use my powers for evil.
And they just looked at me. Really? Go. Okay, for instance, say I had Superman's powers. I go, one, that would be cool because I'm crippled, but I could still fly. Landing would be a bitch, but I'll deal with it because I am now invulnerable. You would be a bad Superman? I go, I would be Red Sun Superman.
Yeah, I would be like the worst Superman.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, okay, I run this show now.
I love this image, like the bionic arm coming out.
Yep.
And the tattoo on her back, and oh yeah, the woohoo
lace panties, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to kind of show a vulnerability.
Just say no to crack.
A vulnerability here. we kind of like wrote it to where whenever they show off like their cyberware to other people or people can see it, that's almost like taking your clothes off. It's
Hmm.
considered very intimate. It's just one of the ways the culture of what we wrote it to be, just to have it interesting and different. We never set an actual time frame of what year it is. It's just the future.
Well, it's not that intimate because she's still got a powered up machine pistol next to her hip.
Well, that's just part of living in Neo Tokyo.
Yeah, it's like, you know, thanks for showing me your softer side. Okay. Vroom.
I got my vector pistol here for you.
And
That's
this is
cover A
is
by
co-
Mateus Duarte. That's the artist of the book, the interior pages.
okay. Cool. I always like there to be an option to have the interior artist on a cover, especially if people like really like what the interior artist is doing.
Yeah, I figure.
You know, instead of like, you know, taking, you know, whoever did the interior art and you actually like it, it works for the book. And buying, you know, if you buy the book with the cover that he did, opposed to be like, "Ooh, can I get that Art Germ Virgin variant of this book for $57?"
Yeah, I think that the interior artists, if they're good enough to do your interiors, they should be able to do at least one cover. I
Yeah,
usually try to give a cover A. We didn't do it with Mary Machine Gun because the way we did the covers and the production of that book was so scattered. But this one, it's all been done in house. We haven't had anyone go outside. This is cover B by Fred Benez. It's Ed Benez's brother.
oh cool.
That's Sky once again. She's actually wears that outfit later on in the book. So
Yeah,
that's my that's
I saw the cover. I go, that name looks familiar. Well, at least half of it.
there's
And
Mariah Benez, which is Ed's sister, and she's been sick, so she hasn't been able to finish her cover yet. This one's by Fern Cord, who's the Mary Machine Gun artist,
mm-hmm.
and then there's a naughty variant of that one with the costume damage.
Damage.
And that one's by Alzir Alves. He's he owns the Rishundo Studio in Brazil. It's a college, kind of like
Cougar.
yeah, that's it. Okay, I always forget the name of it.
Yeah, this cover is really good though.
Yeah, I like that one. Alzir is he's a consummate professional. He's fantastic at what he does. He knows he's not only good at composition and color and everything. He did Fernando did the colors on it, but Alzir did the pencils and the inks. So it was all pretty well done. I liked it. It was as soon as he turned it in, I was like, oh my, look at that. That's gonna be good. Because as soon as I saw the big cables at the bottom of the picture,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, we got stuff in the foreground, stuff in the background. We got a 3-dimensional image here. This is gonna be a good one.
It's filled up, but it's not bulky.
Exactly.
And tell me about the dog.
Um, that's Guy's dog. Currently his name Max. um, but it doesn't really show up in the first book. We were planning on putting in the first book, but we had to cut it because there was too many. The story kind of like the where we wanted to end it. It we had like 4 or 5 more pages written, and it just seemed more natural to end it at page 28 or 26 or whatever it is than it did at page 32. So we ended it at page 26. And there's Alzir Alves all again, and that's the cover for the calendar, the 2022 calendar. which is all pictures of sky, and it'll be similar to this one, which is the Mary calendar. It's a desk calendar. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Well, I like February.
Yeah. December's a good one too.
Yeah. I'm a November guy, and an umbrella. In September, of course, I already like that image from earlier.
Yep. Yep. I used a couple of them in the. And this is the stripping sky. So every $500 that's raised, she loses another piece of clothing. And we're at 1336, so that's two pieces of clothing that she's lost, which is her jacket and her shirt.
Well, she still got the shirt on.
Well, if you scroll down, she won't.
Oh, there we go. Okay, somebody hit that 1500. Buy that piece of art.
So that 1500 comes, she loses the brassiere.
And then there'll be two more stickers.
Two more devil heads.
All right, let's take a look. As always, you can pledge without a reward for $10.
Yep.
Just to help support. $10 or more is the digital Neo Tokyo.
Yeah, or you can spend your $10 and get a digital copy of the book.
Yeah. It's like, you can give us $10 and want nothing, or you can give us $10 and we'll send you a PDF so you can read the book.
Some people pledge $1 just so they can like get on there and send you messages and spam you.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks. So
$15 or more, Neo Tokyo, The Truth is a Virus, cover A.
Yep, which was the one by Mateus with all the robots surrounding him.
Mm-hmm.
Then
cover B, and all the covers are the same price.
Yep, they're all $15. I didn't want to change it. I don't like having. I understand why people will do like, oh, this cover cost me more, so I'll charge $20 for it, or this cover cost me a lot, so I'm going to charge $25 for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I figure $15, just choose which cover you want.
Well, some people do that because they're getting like, they'll get like, a Marat Michaels or somebody to do a cover.
Oh no, I understand.
It cost them $5,000 for like one variant cover that they hope they sell. So they're like, well, yeah, there's only 100 of these and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I understand why they do it, but I haven't gotten to that point yet where I need to.
That's good too. Everything's like across the board, and there's no gimmicky covers on this one either. It's just whichever cover you like, or you can buy all of them. And then you have $35. You can get cover A and the Sky calendar.
Yep. And we made all the covers and the calendar. We made all those add-ons too. So because like everything comes with cover A, like this one, like when you like the time to get naughty one, obviously that's the variant of D, the nudie column, the nudie cover.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you go down to the pledge $70 or more, it says Naughty and the Sky calendar, and then $200 or more. That's what it is. Now, if you go to the original art, you buy original art, you're always going to get cover A.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 9 pages available of original art. So if you buy one, you get cover A. But if you want to get original art and something else, you can add on cover B or cover C or cover D, but not the naughty version, because you have to buy the naughty tier in order to get the naughty version. And the people, once depending on how far Sky gets, that's what we're sending out to the naughty backers. And if she gets all the way down to naked, this one, we've got another one we're going to start up on.
So we've got all these art packages. So we got a Tom Snyder page of original art,
Yep.
and then there's an Alex Jones page of original art.
Yep. And there's the dominatrix art. And then Professor Crunknuts, he's the clown.
Oh, okay. That's a
It
great
just-
name.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to change my name to Professor Crunknuts.
Professor Crunknuts. That's my new internet name. That's the alien,
Mm-hmm.
which you saw. And then there's Ricky Grouse is our Mickey Mouse stand-in. He's that evil looking mouse thing, that robot mouse.
Oh, yeah.
And he works for the Disney Corporation, Diznee Corporation. And they're the ones who put the huge bounty out on Virus and his buddies.
Then you got the page 12 punch.
Yep. Punch the Nazi.
There you go. In Da Club,
Yep.
page 14. And we have A Team is Born. And join a cyberpunk gang.
Yep.
Cover A, Sky Calendar, get drawn into issue 2, and of course the PDF.
Yep. We're gonna have, since it's a chase, they're getting chased by a bunch of different gangs. We have 5 spots. We're either gonna make it all one gang, is just people that have paid to have their likeness in the book, or we might spread them out. We haven't quite decided yet. Depends on how many people we have take us up on it.
Just random people that got run off the road and killed gruesomely.
Well, they're the actual gang members, so it could be anything. I don't know. We haven't written it yet, so we're waiting to see if we get anybody to do it or not. That way we can give them. They'll definitely be killed.
There's no doubt in this book anybody that gets drawn in will live.
And that's the Tom Snyder page. If you remember him from Tomorrow Tonight,
Mm-hmm.
back in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
And he's interviewing the Splatterpunk. There's Alex Jones getting all crazy. He gets so crazy he throws up, and they have to give him a shot.
Yeah, you were saying Alex Jones. You said Alex Jones, and I'm like, is it crazy Alex Jones that's like banned off of every big tech platform?
Yep.
Yep.
That's who it is. There's the dominatrix page.
Hello.
Professor Crunknuts is next. This is my favorite page in the whole book because look at the balloon animals.
They're humping each other.
They're humping on one, and then the next, and the thing below, they're smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, I'm way too fat to be Professor Crunknuts. There's the alien.
Yep, that's the alien.
See, it's even funnier that he's got a damn surfboard sitting up in the corner.
Well, it's
surfing with the alien.
Yep, it's a kid in a suit pretending to be an alien.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a YouTube channel.
That's even funnier.
Yeah. Do you see like the dialogue is like, it's like, hey, Timmy, come up for dinner. He's like, oh, come on, Mom, I'm giving the world my ultimatum or something like that. Not in the middle of my ultimatum to the world. And there's Ricky Grouse.
Oh, man. Yeah, Disney for a 6-year-old. Yeah, Disney for a 6-year-old is the 6-foot fucking rat. And in this case, it actually is.
Yep. Everyone's all like, well, shouldn't you made it a little more kid friendly and happy? And I'm like, no, I wanted it to represent the evil that Disney is.
Mm-hmm. Defy Gina Carano. Fuck him.
Exactly. And there's page 12, which is the Punch a Nazi one. That's Machine punching the door girl she's in a gang called the Swastikants.
Oh, Yeah. When I upload this to the podcast, it will definitely not get the clean rating.
Definitely can't get the clean rating.
But
This book is,
I kind of knew that already. So
yeah, I was gonna say the book. This book is just like the virtue of talking about it. It's just not gonna happen.
yeah, the more I scroll down, the more I'm like, how did this not get an NC-17 rating? So I'm looking at the club scene, and as I look further into the background,
You see more and more.
yeah, there's this thing over here.
The door.
Looks like, yeah, it looks like a door to somewhere. I'll tell you. Looks like a door I came out of 52 years ago.
Could be. Could be. It's a lesbian bar, so
Hey,
lesbian strip club.
and the only song that plays is "Lick It Up" by Kiss.
And that's the team is born because it's got the first panel's got the whole team, but you get some nice booty shots of Sky. She hasn't had a chance to change her clothes, and it's like for the first half of the book, she runs around in that stripper outfit because she doesn't have a chance to change.
All right, so we're really close to the medical dog tag.
Yep, that would be that's got a little trick to it. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let anyone know, but it's got a trick to it.
And then at $4,000 is the Sky sticker.
Yep.
5,500. If you guys can hit that, you get the Neo Tokyo button set.
Yep, that'll be buttons of all the main characters, and then probably the logo.
And 7,000 is the Neo Tokyo poker chips.
Yep, and there'll be one chip for each character, so you get three of them.
Each character gets their own chip. Yeah.
Yep.
And then if you get all the way up to 8,500, you get the Neo Tokyo trading cards.
Yep, those will be just each of the characters, and they'll have information about them and stuff. It'll be two-sided, but it won't be like a baseball card where you flip it over and it's got stats on the back or anything. It'll look more like a Magic the Gathering card.
Okay. And this image is actually from the calendar.
It is.
But the calendar, she's got her amps behind her, but
yeah. We just we took the PNG and separated all the layers out. That way we could have some promotional pictures to put on the Kickstarter. I think it bookended it pretty well.
Yeah. Nice Gibson.
Yep.
And that is the end. Oh, there.
It's a long
one. Well, yeah, this must have taken you like a weekend to put together.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like that one. I like that one for a different reason.
Yeah.
But I think this is the most complete cover.
Yeah. I think it's one of the better ones for sure. I like that one. My favorite one is cover B. That one right there. Because I like the guns. I like the costume that she wears.
No, it's the most we've seen her covered in the entire
book. Yep.
Right? And you got a couple of updates going on here?
Yeah, just one says we hit $500 and the other one says we hit $1,000, and we're just letting them know that the Sky stuff has been unlocked.
Cool. Yeah, let's take a look at the video.
Yeah.
Because why not?
I used all the glitch effects.
Mitch, the book is called Neo Tokyo: The Truth Is a Virus, and the link to the Kickstarter is right above your comments in the chat. It's also available in the show notes. I was like, what am I saying?
It's somewhere.
It's somewhere. So
But
this one
yeah,
just started. It's doing good. It's it's right on track.
yeah. So far, so good. I figure we'll probably be funded in another couple days, maybe by the end of the week.
Yeah, by this weekend it should be completely funded because
We're
you're only like a
one
couple
hundred
hundred
sixty
bucks
four
away.
dollars away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're selling a lot of digital copies. I mean, I haven't. That was the thing that really got me when we did the Mary Machine Gun thing. Is like a third of our sales were digital copies, and now, well, again with this, I think probably about a fourth of our sales, maybe a third, are digital. So just because I don't like digital, I guess, doesn't mean that other people don't like it.
Well, the other thing you have to look at too is you get a lot of people from overseas, and
Yeah, be a
you
lot
know
because they don't have to pay that $25 shipping cost.
I think it's more now.
I charge $25 to ship to
Oh, okay.
anywhere outside of the U.S., which is just kind of a gamble because it's always different no matter what. Like last time we sent something to Australia, it was $60. The same
Ouch.
package to Germany was 35, but the same package to Canada was 15. So
Damn. Yeah, I bought some books off a guy from Canada a few years back from like an online, a Facebook Live auction. I bought like 4 or 5 books off him, and they were only like a couple of bucks a piece. And I get the invoice, and it was like $50, and I'm like, "Whoa!" He goes, "Well, I'm in Canada. It costs like $20 just to send one book to the U.S. And you bought
yeah,
5."
it
So I
takes
told him, I
it's
go, "I'll tell you what. I'm going to pay you for the books, and then you can either resell them or you can donate them to like kids in the just give them to the kids in the neighborhood, or the local library or something."
yeah,
I go, because I don't have $50.
yeah. I don't got $50 to be shipping comic books around. That's for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, it's the shipping prices are like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I really wish there was a way to make it better. And I've heard some people talking about creating like shipping networks to where it's like you could ship it all to some guy in the US and then he would like basically disseminate it out and like combine them together and then ship them to someone else somewhere who would then turn around to mail them to you. So you'd save
Yeah,
on that shipping cost. But
who's oh, Critical Blast was talking about that.
yeah, that's right. That's who it was. But I
Uh,
haven't heard
he's
anything
he's
about,
trying to he's trying to set something up for international, and then obviously for inside the U.S. we got varying grant with Liberty Distribution. So
yeah,
so
I
and
haven't,
I'm
I
always
haven't
trying to
heard.
talk. I'm always trying to talk to stores and be send them his way and be like, look, you can get some cool indie books in, try them out, keep them like bagged and boarded, and if people don't dig them, uh, they'll either give you a refund or a credit and send you something new.
Yeah, I don't know. When I was listening to Varian explain it, I was like, how do you do that? How do you give them their money back if the books don't sell? That's crazy to me.
Well, they give you the books back,
Yeah,
and then they ship the books off someplace else.
that's true. I guess they could send it off somewhere else.
Speaking of shipping, when's my Vampirella standee getting here?
You got to order those. Those are expensive. We had the Mary Machine Gun standee that did really well. There's like 10 of them out there in the world now.
Yeah, I know. You went hog wild for all the different add-ons that you could do with that first book.
It was fun. We were having a good time with it. This time we was a little more conservative. I mean, it was our first book, so we were like kind of like, bam, here we are.
I mean, I think I was more nervous for you than you were. I'm like, I'm talking to other people that have seen your book. I had you on their show. The book looks cool. It's got a great feel to it. I like it. It's Vampirella-esque.
Yeah,
And it also reminded me that after your book came out, I read the arc from Vampirella where she was battling these demonic nuns that were all like a well-toned fighting group with Mac 10s and swords and all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
And I'm like, that's cool. I go, oh, all the penguins are dead.
Well, you can't beat Vampirella in her own book.
No, not at all. I'm like, holy crap.
It would be her book.
Not at all. So this book is out. There's another 3 weeks left. A little over 3 weeks.
Yeah, was it 26 days, something like that?
26 days.
Yeah, well, so it's been up for 4.
Yeah, by this weekend we'll be down to like 18 days. So yeah, be after this weekend there'll be like 3 weeks left still.
Yep.
So there's plenty of time to hit those stretch goals, and there's some really cool stuff in there.
Yeah, this is about the same place we were with Mary Machine Gun when it first launched. About $1,500 after the first few days. I don't know if we'll get as much play from Kickstarter as we got from Mary Machine Gun, because this one is we went just full on adult with this book. It's not porn, there's no sex in the book, but there's a lot of nudity and a lot of gore and a lot of violence. Let's see, there's adult situations, there's language, nudity, and violence, which are the things that I have to require all those things if I'm going to watch the movie.
Oh, Skinamax.
Exactly. We used to ALNV. Andy loves Nad Vomit.
15-year-old me getting a hold of the cable box is very excited right now.
We used to have there was a way you get the cable box and then you order all the channels and then you unplugged it and just unscrewed it and let it sit there, and then you called them up and told them you didn't want it anymore, and then you just had to leave the box unplugged for 2 weeks because you don't know it's going to come within 2 weeks, but you don't know when the kill signal's coming, so you don't want to watch your box. But after 2 weeks you plug it back in and they sent the kill signal, but it was just a dummy signal. It wasn't a smart signal, so it didn't respond back to the server saying, hey, yeah, you turned it off. It was just like, turn it off, and it's like, okay, it must be off. But if you didn't have your thing plugged in, it wouldn't turn off, and then you had free cable.
Well, I had free cable anyhow because I had a neighbor that worked for the cable company, and I asked him. I go, well, I kind of had some dirt on him. So I'm like, how'd you like to make a trade?
Free
Why
cable
would I want
for
to trade anything with you? I go, well, if you don't want your girlfriend finding out about that blonde you had bent over your hood the other night, uh, he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You saw that? I go, saw it. I filmed it.
so, so I got it on tape, guy.
And I go, it's on my computer, so it's stored to the cloud. But you know, how about we make a trade? I'll delete that if you turn cable on from my apartment for free. He goes, okay, but you can't order any pay-per-views and you won't get any pay channels. I go, don't care.
Yep. Just kind of want something for background noise while I'm working.
Mm-hmm. And he turned it off. Hopefully the people that came in after me weren't stupid and
Undid it.
and
Paid
ordered
for
it.
cable. Yeah.
Ordered it and paid for it. But who knows?
You always got to check first. You always test it first.
Yeah, you always plug it in first and see. Oh, it's on.
Yep. We don't need to
Don't
order
do
cable.
anything. If it gets shut off, then we can call them up and be like, yeah, we'd like to order cable.
Exactly.
That was a long time ago, though.
The one I had when I lived in this apartment, kind of in the middle of nowhere, I went and I was smoking a cigarette on the back porch, and I noticed that there was this box that was like the box itself was like off, and it was laying on the ground, and I'm like, huh, what the hell's that? I should probably fix that. So I picked it up, and I walked over. I'm like, hey, these are all cable lines. These are all Cat 5. And I'm like, okay. And then it's like Cat 5, Cat 5. And then there's like coax. There's apartment 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A on this thing. And it had coax. And mine was 3A. And it was the only one that didn't have the cable screwed into this other thing. So I was just like, okay, let me just take this and screw it into this thing, put this back on. Went back into my apartment, bickety bam, I had free cable.
That's all it takes.
We didn't have any of the pay-per-view channels or anything, but we did have Playboy. Didn't get HBO or any of that stuff, but it got Playboy for some reason. I don't know.
Hell, I'm so old. I used to watch scrambled previews.
Yeah, I remember that. Like you'd always hope that like just maybe you'd get it'd be scrambled just enough to where like one section of it was still okay to see. You looking through the wavy lines, like I think that's a nipple. I think that's a nipple. We got
But
nipple.
the audio came through fine, but they would scramble the
video
signal.
Yeah.
And I was I'd be like 13, 14 years old, be like ooh, ooh, ooh. Then I hear a key turn in the door. Ah!
Turn on something else.
And I'd like hurry up and like the old TVs that had
the dial.
you with the remote control.
Yep, that was it. I remember UHF television.
Mm-hmm.
That was like I used to love that stuff because they had like Kung Fu Theater on Sundays, and just they had like maybe 4 or 5 stations that we could get where I lived. But one of them had Kung Fu Theater on Sundays. Now the other one was like professional bowling, so you didn't want to watch that.
I'd watch that. I'm a redneck.
Yeah, I actually used to bowl when I was much younger. I actually was pretty good at it. I had an average of 212.
I used to be on a bowling team, and the team we came up with like some stupid names because 3 of us were strip club DJs.
Well, there you go.
The other one was my friend Dave, who passed away, and so we ended up going with Fubar. And I was good. I still had my last ball here, so I'm like, I gotta put an ad up and go. I was surprised because I had like 2 of them, and one of them actually, like, I opened up the carrying case, and look to see which ball it was because I had like two bags in my old basement before my coma, and I opened it up, and as I opened it up, the ball separated in half,
The
and I'm like,
ball broke in half.
yeah, it just cracked in half from the. It was in like the cold basement on the cement floor, so
Wow.
and it was like an older ball. I got it for free, so I'm like, I go,
Oh.
whoop, that's no good.
Still, that's pretty crazy that it could fall apart like that. I've never seen a bowling ball break in half.
Takes a lot.
I bet. I
I've
mean, because
tried to
those are.
do it because like I used to be able to just like hum it down the lane. It wouldn't drop to just it wouldn't touch the lane till just before the head pin.
Yep. Get that spin on it. And just have it just hook right in there. Bam. Get all that power out of it.
There was some cocky kids. One of them had one of those home shopping club speedometers
Oh yeah.
like the cops have.
The radar gun.
Right? Yeah, he had like one of like the cheaper versions of a radar gun. So they're sitting there. He thinks he's big and bad. He was you know checking it out. And goes, "How fast you go?" He goes, 55. And my buddy goes, "Hold on, check me." He's like 90. He threw his ball down 97 miles an hour. He's like, "Holy shit!" I go, "Yeah, just imagine if he slaps you."
He's got the arm of steel.
He picked up our friend Daryl to crack his back one night, and Daryl's like a big like linebacker looking dude, and he picked him up kind of like in a half Nelson to crack his back, and he was like swinging him around like a sack of potatoes. And Daryl weighed like 3 1/4.
Yeah. I remember when I was in the army, there was this dude, Crutchfield, and he was huge. And we had the 155 artillery shells, which weigh about 98 pounds apiece, the
Mhm.
big ones. And they had the nose cones in there with the little hook hole, the eyelets, and he could put two in each hand and just carry them like this. It's like,
Oh my
Jesus
god,
Christ, man, you're ridiculously strong.
you're a monster.
It's like,
We're
how
on
you do?
furlough. There's a bar fight breaking out. Get him.
Yeah, it's funny because he was the armorer, and he was also a black guy. So when the door was left open to the armory, the alarm went off because it's set to go off if the door stays open too long.
Hmm.
So the MP showed up, and he was all like, "Ski, get over here! I need a white person to talk to the police."
I don't want to get shot.
So I went over there. I was like, "No, we're all good. He just left the thing open."
You left the door open too long.
And they had to go in and check it. They get the call all the time because it's not very long that you leave the door open and it'll go off. It doesn't matter if you're doing something or not.
Mhm.
So it's got like a 2-minute timer or something like that. So you got to keep closing the door.
Well, that'll happen, in the boom boom shed.
Yeah, don't want to get any of that stuff missing. That's for sure.
Oh
So
no.
that means you got to stay after work and search everywhere. One guy loses a pair of night vision goggles and you got to search the whole post. Sucks.
Hey, stupid! They're on your head.
Exactly.
So when's the next crack at a new Mary machine gun?
Mary Machine Gun will hit Kickstarter in June, the very beginning of June. We're going to crowdfund through June and then we'll do the fulfillment in July/August, and people will get their books in late August, most likely.
Very
We're on
cool.
page 23 of it now. Let me see. I think I can show this. Here's some art from the new Mary Machine Gun.
Oh, cool.
So that'll be quite interesting. That's when Mary catches the cardinal acting very badly.
As cardinals will do. Whoop! We lost Max. Welcome back.
Yeah, sorry about that. I hit the wrong button.
I figured as much. I'm like, ooh, we lost Max.
I wanted to click quit sharing, but I hit leave studio instead.
Yeah, I found the easiest way is to just hit the share button again.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going for.
And it just went the wrong way. Yeah,
I just clicked on leave studio on accident.
Because
I'm not the smartest person.
For a while, I was just like Xing out the tab.
Oh yeah.
And then I had the wrong tab lit up, and I
X'd out the wrong thing.
I X'd out this tab. I'm like, damn it. So we got this going on now for another 3 weeks, and just about when this is done, you're gonna be gearing up for a new Mary machine gun.
Yeah, this one ends at the end of April. Well, I think actually it ends at the beginning of May because we waited an extra week because I was trying to give Maria extra time to get her cover done. But we waited a week and she was still sick, so we couldn't really wait any longer. So I just had to put it up. And then so the beginning of May we'll finish, and then takes 2 weeks for Kickstarter to give us our money. And then we got to get 2 weeks to order everything and get it all shipped to us and the comic books and everything. So it'll be fulfilling in July. And then if they buy the original art, it just got sent out to me to be mailed to me today because Brazil was in lockdown, so their post office and everything was all shut down. So, but it opened back up, so they finally mailed them out to me. So I should get them probably in a month, maybe 3 weeks. So I'll have all those original art pieces to sell off. It'll be great.
Awesome.
Let's hope someone buys one.
Yeah. All right, so definitely go check this out. The link's right up there in the chat and also in the show notes, either above or down below, depending on where you're watching us. It is Neo Tokyo. The truth is a virus.
It is.
Ain't that the truth?
And the whole the media thing in this is fantastic because it reminds me, it's very Paul Verhoeven with that satire of the media. It's like it's satire, it's satirization of a media that doesn't even exist. But the media, you could see how what we have now could become what we're showing you in the book.
It's already there.
Yeah.
It is.
But it works out really well. Everything turned out much better than I anticipated. So I was reading the script, I was like, "Are you sure this is going to work? I don't know if you're how's it going to draw that?" And he's like, "Don't worry about it. It's the artist's job."
Okay.
Like, okay. All right, we'll see. And then Mateus just, the first one I had concerns about, he nailed it, and I was like, well, that worked out great. And the second ones I had concerned about, he nailed it. So after that, I was like, okay, I don't have any more concerns. There's no reason to be concerned.
It's like, let me know when everything's done so I can edit the final copy.
Pretty much. That's what it came down to. And to send it off to the letterer and then get it back and make sure everything was good and create the PDF, which is sitting on my hard drive, but no one else could have it yet. Yeah, no one else gets to have it. We will, just like with Mary Machine Gun, we will release the digital copy the day that we start mailing out packages.
Cool. So make sure you go check this out. It's almost completely funded, and we're just pushing ahead for stretch goals right now. I mean, the book looks great. especially if you like it a little bit on the spicy side.
Yeah, that's right.
I was scrolling down, and I was half expecting to see a Steph Wilson cover.
No, we don't have a Steph Wilson cover on this one, but we do have a Steph Wilson cover on Mary Machine Gun issue 2.
Ooh.
So
It's
all
a
those
Steph Wilson original is on my bucket list for sure.
Yeah, it's I he's a really cool guy. I mean, I hadn't really talked to him much before I had commissioned to do the cover, but now that we've talked for a while, we get along great. He's fantastic. I love that guy.
I thought he was a chick.
I did too at the very beginning, and I was like, "Oh, her," and they're like, "No, it's a guy," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." Is he one of those people that transformed into the other people? He's like, "No, he's just his name's not Stephanie." I'm like, oh,
It's Stefan.
yeah, Stefan. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that works for me then. Now I know knowing is half the battle.
Yeah, and the hot blonde chick is his longtime girl and the colorist for all his work.
Yep. Carrie Ann does all the colors for his stuff.
Yeah, and edits his stuff and everything, and does awesome work.
I'm still waiting on his art book. I ordered one.
Did you?
Yep. Said it was shipped, but I haven't seen it yet. Hasn't arrived. Some people are getting them.
I think Chuck got one.
Yeah, some people are getting them.
Yeah.
But
They're probably just yet. Mailing them out in the order they came in.
Yeah, I'm sure they were. There was only I think there was like 40 left when I bought mine, because it told you on the store how many were available.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was 40 left when I bought mine, maybe 41.
Yeah, his artwork was the only time Creators Outlet got booted off of YouTube. Because I used, before I started putting my logo for like every episode for the image for branding, I used to take like an image from whatever book I was going to be talking about, and I was having Chuck on for Belial 2, and I looked down and I saw the Steph cover and I was like, oh, I see that.
Yep, there's the Mary Machine Gun Steph cover.
Hello.
That's a good one. I like it. I love his use of proportions, the way he sets everything up. It's fantastic.
Because that would never work in the real world.
No.
Why not? Gravity.
Gravity. That would be gravity.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really like that cover.
I had used the Belial 2 cover that he did like the Hooters girl on for Chuck. And I didn't even show like any like really naughty bits. But apparently if you show any part of a girl on YouTube, you're evil and a sexist maniac. So
yeah, I guess.
Here's your strike. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Facebook was really cracking down on Steph's stuff because his name was called Bad Carrie Studios or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like badcarrie.com. And Facebook was blocking it. It wouldn't allow it to be posted in because I kept trying to I was like, is your PayPal, so and so at badcarrie.com, and then it wouldn't the thing I typed wouldn't show up. It hit enter and it would go through, but it wouldn't show up in the chat bar. And I'm like, why the hell won't it let me do this? He goes,
that's shadow banned or something.
Yeah, he's like, that's why I send it in a photograph. And I was like, why do they do that to you? He goes, I don't know. They must think it's a porn site or something.
Well, big tech. If they thought it was a kiddie porn site, it would be fine.
Yeah, I'd definitely be fine with them. They'd be like, they'd probably give you money to expand.
Yeah, that doesn't break the rules of Twitter.
I don't use Twitter that much. I probably should use it more than I do because a lot of people use it for the comic book industry and stuff like that. But I just
and there's some people that basically only use Twitter.
Yeah,
I go, oh, I couldn't live like that.
no, and
You
it's
can't
just
you
like
can't carry on a conversation like that.
I
But
don't like Twitter. I don't like it. It's just another place for me to go so I can listen to people argue with each other.
yeah, and I mean, like I follow Sim and a bunch of other guys over there, and I mean, Sim tweets out so much. It's like every 5 seconds, my phone's going off. I go, oh, it's Sim again. Whoop. Like, swipe.
I just mute them. I'll mute them for a few hours so I can get some rest.
Yeah, I do that to some of like the Facebook chat groups I'm in
Yeah, I don't
because
blame you for there.
there's so many people in there. It would just and like especially for like outright geekery, it'll be quiet for days on end, and then they'll decide that they're going to have a conversation in the mod chat for all the management, and I'm like,
Yeah. So your
really?
phone's going bing,
It's like,
bing, 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 bing.
and I'm like, three dots, mute. How long? Until I say so.
Yeah. Until I tell you to stop.
So that's pretty much that. So Max, thanks for coming out. Hope
Yeah,
you
thank
enjoy
you.
that spaghetti dinner before you jump on another show
Yep, that's the plan. Gonna go grab
and
some spaghetti now.
keep going. As always, this episode was brought to you by Inked Marketing. Go check them out for yourself if you need a little hand in that Indiegogo or Kickstarter, whether you're doing an art book or any other kind of project, or you just want to get in on the NSC TV Live. We are, of course, part of the NSC Roadshow. Also, if you want to head over and just subscribe, which costs absolutely nothing. I know everybody thinks, oh, subscribe. How much money? Exactly zero. You can find all these podcasts, the audio versions of the show on podcast over at ageofradio.org. Just look for the logo that's behind our pictures here and Creators Outlet or anywhere that you download podcasts from, iTunes, Spotify, any of those places. You can subscribe and download. If you do, please give me a nice review. And they're there, and of course, you can always subscribe to absolutely free to Creators Outlet on YouTube, and you can follow me on Twitter at JokerFan and Instagram at JokerFan1969. Where do you like people to stalk you at, Max?
Pretty much if they want to do any social media, it's at Mary Machine Gun. Instagram's at Mary Machine Gun, Twitter's at Mary Machine Gun, Facebook's facebook.com/Mary Machine Gun. You can find out anything there.
So just type in Mary Machine Gun to the search bar of
Yep.
wherever you like to get social with your media, and you will find Mary Machine Gun, and you can find information and get a hold of Max if you got a podcast. You want to get him on there to talk about Neo Tokyo and set up some time for him to come on and talk about Mary Machine Gun, and that's getting ready to launch in June. I won't forget that because my daughter's birthday is in June. She's going to be a teenager.
Oh boy. Good luck.
I every time I say that, she goes, "Oh man, good luck." I'm cringing. I'm almost glad she's living with her mother most of the time now. just pops in for like 3 or 4 days on a weekend, or has a short week at school, and she's like, "Yeah, I want to go to Dad's," which means I just want to go to my room at Dad's house and lock myself in with my iPad. I'm like, okay, whatever.
That works. Keep quiet.
At least I get to talk to her for about an hour a day or something.
Yeah, that's better than nothing.
Better than nothing. It's all right. It works. So, Max, thank you so much. Enjoy your dinner. I'm going to download the audio for this. It'll be up on Age of Radio and every place else. And I will, of course, tag you on Twitter and on Facebook.
Fantastic.
When the audio download's available.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Thanks. Thanks, man. Book looks great. Best of luck with it. Looks like it's trucking along quite well.
Yes, it is. Thanks a lot. See you later.
Have a good
Peace.
night.